Hey guys, I'm Pancho Santos, a drummer, a current member of AMP under the AM department, and actually the president of the organization. So we're here today for a very, very special celebration. AMP is turning 25. The org has actually gone through a lot of changes since '96, and this got us thinking, look, what are the differences between AMP now and AMP 25 years ago? So, with this in mind, we should probably ask the people who started it all, the people who discovered AMP, who founded AMP. Well, fortunately today we are joined by the AMP founders, so let's all give them a warm round of applause.
Hi, I'm Mike Constantino. I currently run a music agency called Hominin in Hyphen. I'm a singer-songwriter for a soul band called 𝗬𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗧. I'm Ateneo Batch 1997 ABIS, founder of AMP.
Hi, I'm Tony Sarmiento III. I'm from Batch 98. I was the second president of AMP. And I'm also one of the founding presidents of AMP.
And I'm Julius Guevara. I work in real estate development. I'm from Batch 1997. I'm a founding coordinator of what was then known as AMP Musicians Pool, which is now known as the Ateneo Musicians Pool.
So in the next few minutes, I'll be having a little chit chat with our founders to see what's changed and what hasn't. So, this is 25 years apart. So, our first line of questions are centered around how it all started. So, first I'd like to ask you guys, what was your unique contributions in the making of the organization?
I'll let Tony explain how it all started, since it was his baby.
Okay. We had our own bands, and I think from our end, we were always quite tired with how different organizations were treating the musicians in Ateneo. That was a big hindrance for us to actually continue to share music. We decided to actually standardize and institutionalize how we would work. And I guess I'm always very combative when it comes to the rights of band members, musicians in Ateneo. So that was my biggest thing. No?
Kailangan maayos lahat ng sound system, kailangan may waiting area na maayos, kailangan may food. Tapos kung may budget, maganda din, di ba? Okay din. Primarily, like kami nila Julius, we were eight people in our a cappella group so we needed 8 mics. Often they would give us 2-3 mics, tapos share. It was quite challenging. Tapos sila Tony, hindi sila pinoprovide ng amp, walang mic stand, walang keyboard stand, It was as simple as that, actually.
Yeah, and remember the food that they would everyone in their org would have paper plates. We would have been left with food that you'd had to eat from a cup.
No, but I mean, we natuto sila eventually, di ba? Natakot na rin sila kasi we were, we banded na nga together like Tony said
Yeah, we had contracts that had riders, technical riders.
Yeah, we had riders,
So we really just formalized everything.
Yeah.
It's good.
In the events, kami na nga yung star, pero parang we were treated very poorly backstage.
So, parang they would make money off of the tickets because of our bands, Tapos, pag may booze, they didn't even share booze with us. Nung nag-apply na sila Jules sa COA, nung na-formalize na lalo na we were an org, yun na, we could enforce na talaga kasi may backing na ng school. Pwede na kami magsumbong na, ganyan,
Parang yung mga other more established bands actually were working with us, di ba? Parang which was good. Yeah, so UBI, Brown Man Revival, parang they saw the benefit. tapos yun, during the summer of 96 was when we organized. Tapos, because we couldn't call ourselves the Ateneo Musicians Pool, we were called the AMP Musicians Pool. And one guy was active in the student council, si Paul Jessica, actually helped us out with organizing it, helping us with the constitution.
Yeah. Moving ahead, anyway, what's your next question, Panch?
Okay, so moving ahead, it's been super impressive hearing about all the stories about how you started AMP in the summer of 96, kumbaga, diba? So I just like to ask, how was the org structured back then? Like, what sort of kinds of plans, projects, or other stuff that you put together? You already mentioned, the prod team and like the tech writers and all of the collaborations, and yun nga, all of the musicians, you're pulling them up together, yun nga, kaya naging pool. So like, what other org structure tidbits can you guys give us?
I think initially we were more traditional, no? But it's not as structured as you guys are compartmentalized. I think before, parang there was artist management, if I'm not mistaken, tas may logistics. So parang that kind of separated yung musicians and the backstage, the more technical stuff.
We had I think we had people who would break down the set, diba? The logistics group, diba? Sila would help us out, and then artist management would be all of the tech riders and what was needed. Diba, Mike?
Tapos yung SNS din yung ngayon, marketing yun diba? Parang sales and marketing, just getting sponsorships, partnerships. Tapos dati kasi it wasn't an org, parang call for members like you literally, like in the GA, you would literally say, "Hi, I'm Mike. I'm head of promotions. If you want to help with promotions, ito yung gagawin namin. Please sign up." And then you just pass a form, and then whoever signs up, literal papel siya, dude. Yeah, you set up a meeting. Because we weren't an official org yet, hindi pa kami pwede mag-book ng rooms So you just look for a free room and then just pray no one goes in to tell you to leave,
I mean, the structure was as needed. I think even for each gig, diba? Each gig we had we had this whole idea of who wants to sign up for this gig. So sino yung libre? So that was the start of how the structure was formed. But later on, we would actually see that there will be individuals who are good at taking care of the artists and at the same time coordinating with the org. So some of them became the mainstays na rin diba? So that was interesting.
First few years, Tones, wala talagang structure, Like siguro mga 6-7 years into it lang tsaka nagkaroon ng structure
People were starting to know about it because, again, for all intents and purposes, there wasn't any org like this in any school, in any way.
So walang baseline, we were just winging it, rolling with the punches.
Our commitment was parang if you wanted to become an artist, you can through AMP. Parang it was parang a meeting place diba?
Yeah. You guys may have started like with barely any resources because you guys were just winging it, as you guys said. But honestly, those things that you guys have made, artist management, promos, that all evolved into something that over the years I'd like to think I've kind of refined it. But I think it's really good that you guys set these in stone for future generations. It was super helpful. The winging it became something that, we have as a foundation. So we'd like to thank you guys for that. All right. Yeah, thank you for winging it. By all means, thank you for winging it. So for our next question, what are your favorite memories during your time in the org? Or like if you have any favorite stories, little anecdotes about your adventures or misadventures rather. Like either. Any story or recollection?
Too many Me, siguro, I think my best memory was when we were at an OSA or COA event. And usually kasi parang accreditation for an organization took 2 years. And then at that event, parang it was announced that we were officially recognized as an Ateneo organization. I was after 1 year. Yeah, after 1 year. And I was with Jason De La Cruz and we were like just screaming. We were so happy. Kasama ka ba nun, Tons?
Hindi ko matandaan na.
Yeah, we smoked up after. Yeah.
Okay. Basta yun, that's I guess one of the highlights of my AMP career. There was too many parang I remember borrowing a truck, hauling benches from the quad, bringing it to the covered courts in the middle of the night, and having to haul them back to the quad after the concert. Parang yung mga ganon na, it's really painful, but it's, the payback was so big.
Yeah.
Hello? Met
Carrie, yeah. Parang because we couldn't rely on anyone else.
All the way?
Yeah.
All
Parang
the way.
si Leila pa tumutulong doon.
Leila, yeah, who was the president after like 3-4 years, di ba?
So, basta marami talaga. Siguro, tapos yun din, yung nag-isang buwan. That was a special.
Yeah, that was good. No, that was my thesis for my thesis. It was nag-iisang buwan. But before that, actually, I really like Rasta Function because that cemented us as an org that was public. I guess that it was very, very public na people from different schools would go to would buy tickets, enjoy themselves, diba? That was great.
Another activity was AMP Camp. I don't know if you guys still have this. Parang AMP Camp is like a training, parang training weekend.
We had all of the rock stars there. We had Wolfgang. We had the bassist of Wolfgang was there. Mon Legaspi was there. Yeah, it's amazing.
Valentine's in August.
Yeah, yun. Parang tas a partnership with Economic Association.
Ng AMP yun, we would serenade.
Yeah.
People would pay us to serenade their crushes. So we would go to the classroom and sing to them before or after class. Or we would ambush them in a camp or a quad and then give them a rose.
Yeah. I remember kasi I'm not a guitar player. Pero since may time slot, may nagpa-reserve, walang gitarista. Ako yung pumunta. So, I had to wing it.
So what was your culture like, back in 96, How were the people like? How was the environment like back then?
Kasi parang, because we were just, getting together, right? So it was very diverse. Kami nila Mike, our band was like a cappella and R&B, sila Tone, so more into folk and acoustic. The others naman, parang they were into funk or metal. Some were into classical music. So it was a very diverse group of people whose commonality was basically music.
We were just very excited that people would want to join our org.
For me, what I remember, guys, is finally there's a place for people like me. Yun yung feeling ko, Like I didn't want to join the business orgs, because it's a business org, I wanted to jam with people and hang out and trade music and get tips, gig with people, ganon. So, yun lang, yun yung feeling ko na parang I think it's universal na everyone that joined the org, parang we get each other, you know what I mean? Yun, parang that overwhelming yung remember ko ng feeling na parang at last. Like, kanina, Jules, before you dialed in, Tony and I were talking, parang, I remember this, I think it was our first, we were freshmen and we're like, dude, where do we go to hang out with musical people? And then the only other org was freaking Glee Club. And then I'm like,
there was Glee Club and the Guitar Sock, which Guitar Sock at the time.
Oh my God, Guitar Sock nga, no?
Yeah, the Guitar Society. It is horrible.
Yeah, they had like 4 members or something.
Yeah, it's hard.
So,
but it was sad.
Jules and I actually went to the audition for Glee Club, and then I didn't even go through with it because I wasn't. Because they were talented, no, but not the kind of music I wanted to get into as a young man, Mga R&B, new soul yung mga trip namin before hip-hop, ganyan. Julius eventually joined Glee Club. Tapos ako parang, I didn't join. So, yun. Finally, nung natayo na yung, parang, yeah, yung masyado kong either rock or hip-hop R&B lang Hindi ako exposed sa dance, electronic. Like, I didn't know what the hell acid jazz was, So, and then I got to meet all these cool people and trade na ng mga CD, tapos record na ng mga mixtape, So, kanya-kanyang listening.
No, the culture was very different before because there wasn't how does it? There wasn't an organization that would allow music to thrive. It was all in pockets in different in different silos. So what AMP did is it democratized the idea of playing and performing and making music.
I agree. I mean, we even had these like small, like pocket shows, diba? Tones yung sampling. Like every parang Friday, diba? Parang just to feature like a new... Iba-iba yan Parang... Depende kung ano yung available na Yeah. So, I think, just to, add to what you said, Mike, parang, I think, for me personally, mas naging diverse yung exposure ka sa music. So, appreciation in music, other forms of music. Before AMP, you were just listening to R&B and hip-hop. But then, after that, when we started working with the other bands, appreciation grew. So I guess parang related to that, what the culture was like. I guess it was really supportive. Just created an appreciation for what other artists were doing. Parang lumawak yung mundo.
So moving on, you said there was a lot of diversity and a lot of you had a different culture back then, and you had so many intertwining sets of people and genres and interests. If you were to paint a picture of an average AMP member, or like any AMP member, or like if you were to generalize it, if you want to use a weird term like that, how would you paint this picture of an AMP member back in '96?
I'll start. Lagi naka-headphones, tas may dalang Walkman, either Walkman or Discman na non-skip. 8 seconds non-skip na Discman. Diba? Or
Saka may
what was...
May CD changer sa kotse.
May CD changer kotse, tapos what was Nick's Noliedo's he had a MP something.
DAT pare.
DAT, man, it's horrible. I mean, he had these tapes. So it was crazy because you'd see someone from AMP because they would be having these wala pang in-ear It was all over the ear headphones. And then you'd see then if you go to Gonzaga, if you go to Cervini, you'd see Mike Constantino with headphones. With headphones. Malamang naka Birkenstocks listening to the guide song that Reverse would be playing. Which Julius responsibly prepared.
When AMP was still starting out, what were your visions, dreams, and hopes for the org? Did you ever think the time you were thinking about starting AMP that it would grow into like this big community? You guys have a lot of these stories.
No.
Hell
Wanted to have
no.
fun, diba?
We just wanted to get chicks. Hell no.
Thanks, Mike. No. For me, honestly, I just thought that we just wanted to get respect. That's the only thing we wanted. We just wanted to get respect for the musicians. Because a lot of people don't think about it. But music plays a very big role in marketing. It's more organized. It's more organized. I have to say, it's more organized. it's way more developed than Jules and I envisioned it, and then Mike and I envisioned it, and the three of us envisioned it. Because honestly, you know, I mean, we had for promotions, we had Mike Constantino. Now you have your, you have sponsorships. You have a lot of different how should I say it? You have a lot of different departments that will actually make it work. At the time, it was, at maximum around 5 departments.
For me, you guys are lucky. You have a real opportunity for amp bands to really break out and make it now. You just have to maximize your connections and you just have to play your cards right. Dati sa amin, talaga, you needed a record deal for you to make it. Iniilan lang yung nagkaroon ng ganun sa AMP during our time. Mostly, we were just doing it for we were doing it to express ourselves. Like, I can't think of anybody who said in our org na parang, when I graduate, I'm gonna be a full-time musician. Or when I graduate, I'm gonna have a career in music. I'll work for a record label. Wala. We were just doing it to express ourselves and have fun. Ngayon, you have that option. There are so many music jobs. Yeah.
If I could just add, parang, coming off of your question, parang, did we really have that vision? Parang, when we started it, not really, but I just wanted to have like a home that will take care of us. But I think, to me, on a personal note, being, I guess, falling into that hole where parang, I guess, there was no choice of who to lead the organization, right? But it really taught me how to become a leader. Because parang organizing a show takes a lot of organizational skills, diba? Parang a successful show needs, equipment, ticket sales, promotions, etc. So,
for the artists.
Yeah, exactly. So, on top of being a musician, diba? So if you're an AMP officer, I think just because of that experience, it kind of prepares you for the real world, like when you're already working, because it teaches you how to organize these different things. So I think on a personal note, that taught me how to become a leader and how to become more organized. And if you take a look at the history of AMP, it did have its ups and downs. But I'm thankful that out of AMP emerged all of these well-respected musicians, or people that people who are on Spotify or on the radio.
Ako naman, on a personal note lang, just like Tony and Julius, parang I'm proud to be part of AMP. Like, it's in my CV. To me, it's important for me to mention na back in 1996, I was part of something special that's still going on now. It adds to my legitimacy as a music person, both on the business side and as on the artist side. Tapos, the people that I worked with in AMP before, I still work with them today. Like, we worked with Itchy Worms for our music conference, for example. Sponge Cola was an AMP band. Their drummer is the drummer of my band. Like, we work with Kriz Lansangan, and we work with a lot of AMP bands. So, malaking bagay sa akin yon. So, kung like 25 years from now, pag 50 na yung AMP, and kayo, nagte-25-year anniversary na kayo, you're going to remember this interview and itong mga ini-impart naming OG sa inyo, na kayo rin yung magkakatrabaho at some point. So just enjoy the experience, tapos don't burn the bridges. Just be cool with everybody because you don't know who you're gonna have to work with 10 years from now. Diba? So kami lahat, I'm in touch with Tony and Julius pa rin after 25 freaking years. That's crazy. Diba? So our kids are probably gonna hang out together, go to school together and all of that. So parang in terms of vision, hindi namin naisip Parang looking back na nga lang yung nung tinanong nyo sa akin yun, looking back na ako kasi wala namang vision Nakakatuwa lang, like nung nag-18 yung AMP, they invited my band to play. Nung nag-21 yung AMP, they invited my band to play. It's it's surreal. It's so weird for me to be playing for kids that, di ba? I remember the one in Belfield. No, in Cervini Field pala. Cervini Field. So, sa akin, parang, yun, walang vision pero ito na yung narating. So, kayo, may opportunity kayo to make the vision for the next 25 years. So, don't let Julius down. Don't let Tony down.
What was the most rewarding thing about being a part of AMP? We recounted so many stories, and we talked about the future generation a bit. And also, if you do have any message, do you have one for those who greatly love music but have no idea where they'll go in college?
Sa akin, I guess, Julius said it already, no? Parang a lot of the artists out there who got their start at AMP or were inspired by or helped by AMP that are making it, I support them. Like, I push them sa mga clients namin, ganun, especially if I know they're AMP. Talagang there's a special place in my heart for AMP artists. Like, majority of the AMP members or artists will never know who Tony Sarmiento and Julius Guevara are. The founders of AMP, no? But they're benefiting from the stuff na pinaghirapan namin gawin 25 years ago. Sa akin yung advice ko is, AMP is a good microcosm of the music industry, so, and you have to accept what your role is in the ecosystem of the music scene. Kung hindi ka kumakanta or hindi ka makaperform but you love music, there's so many aspects of the music industry that you can join in. Diba? You can manage artists, you can help on the technical side, you can work for a streaming company. Diba? If you're an artist, there are a lot of avenues that you can use. Unang-una na, and I keep repeating this kanina pa, maximize the alumni of AMP. Reach out to us and ask us for help. Nandito lang kami para tumulong. We're proud of you guys and we want to see you succeed. Maniwala kayo sa hindi. We're just here waiting for a message or a call. Isang message nyo lang, can you help us for this video? Tamo, 3 founder kagad yung mo. We could have invited more, Ang dami pa namin pwedeng i-invite if we had more time. Tapos, siguro last na lang is, if you're left brain, right brain, no? So, if you're a left brain guy, and you know that you're a left brain person, wala ka masyado musical talent, and you want to be part of the music industry, pair up with a right brain person, and vice versa. So if you're a musical artist, and you don't know anything about the music business, find a left brain person that does. Kasi sa mundo ngayon, yung way for you to succeed. Kailangan the creative side and the administrative side, the business side, they come together, otherwise wala kang mararating. And again, 3 tao pa lang dito sa alumni, meron na ng mga ganong abilities para tulungan kayo. So imagine, pag introduce pa namin kayo sa lahat ng willing and able na tumulong na alumni dyan. The world is yours. Just take it.
For me, I'm glad to see where AMP has gotten to. As Julius and I and Mike said, we never saw this going more than our bands. But bigger than that, it's exciting and it's also inspiring to see that AMP has gotten to where it is. Okay, it'll always get into trouble with the Ateneo, but the bigger thing is that it's music. I mean, music is as universal as visuals, as non-visual as well. So parang for me, I would like to congratulate AMP. 25 years. 25 years is awesome. But more than that, don't just do it for yourselves. Do it for the next generation. I mean, if you need help, we're always here. Mike and Julius are here for you guys. I'm practically useless because I just do ads. But bigger than that, I want to make sure that more and more people are finding joy in music. Just find joy in music. Because for me, that's the most amazing thing. Where we had gigs that people would groove to the music, would understand that, we're a struggling org trying to make music. Okay na yun eh. And then it has transformed into something as big as this. It's amazing. I'm still quite amazed at how it's lasted 25 years. So my basic advice, enjoy life and enjoy the music, enjoy creation. Kasi end of the day, when you think about it, especially at this time of pandemic, you have to make. you have to make something. Make something great, make something good, make something delightful, make music. You have to make. So for me, that's the and the most rewarding thing for me is that so I get to do this, for 25, after 25 years. So congratulations, Annika.
Amp not dead. Amp not dead.
Music is in everything. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Music is life? I don't know.
I know this for sure. Yeah. Bigger than the sound.
Current?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alcohol and Workmans.
Amp bench. So that's in between Sec B and Sec C, in front of Mateo. So that's like this little walkway, and then there are benches, and then we all just hang out there.
Para?
Route 196 or most definitely. Yeah.
282.
196 minus officers. So it's like 220 something ish. So yeah, pretty near, I think.
Sisig.
Favorite gig pollutants? Yeah, probably Sisig. Yeah. If we can afford it.
Return.
College
No
theme
diggity.
song? Probably Bomb Trap, Rage Against the Machine. Wala, angry.
Indio ay.
Itchy Worms, easily.
Di mo lang alam by Indio Ay.
Buwan by Itchy Worms, no doubt.
Rock.
May tinatawag ngayon na indie ng mga mas batang bands. So I guess indie. Yeah, indie.
Punks.
Tugpak.
Painted black, because you can get all the chords there.
JB music.
Return of the Mac.
Ligaya buy Eraserheads or beer. It's a 50-50. It's one or the other. So yeah.
Headphones.
Gigs.
Gigs.
For sure.
Gigs.
Beer.
Beer.
Bar.
Makati.
Makati. Mahal ka. Mahal ka.
Pasko. I won't pick that over.
I hate Paksiw.
Band.
Band.
Always band.
Katips.
Katips.
Katipuns.
With an S.
Katipuns, no doubt.
Habang may buhay.
Di ba nga ito ang iyong gusto? Kung ito'y lilisan na ako.
I have to sing. Okay, so this is a really, really old song. So, this guy's in love with you, pare.
I told you so. Yes, I did. But I guess you didn't know. Well, I said the story goes. Now I got the flow. You didn't return of the Mac. Okay, that's it.